You might not know this, but I was a teacher before becoming a comedian. As a former educator, I know the reality is that in every district there's a failing school. Minnesota's Lucy Lane Elementary has spent 2 decades on the state's failing schools list. Over the past year, our sister station, Kare 11, documented this school's struggles to get off that list as they tried to undo history. We have a special look at their documentary. It's called Love Them First.
Welcome back. Good morning. Happy first day of school, everybody.
She makes this school like the best school in the world. This is like my favorite school.
I wish I would be just like you.
You do?
Outside, it is a little like messy and it's not a super good neighborhood, but the school is the best part of the neighborhood. There might be other bad people, but this is where all the good people go.
Ever since Lucy Lane started, we've always been the bottom of the bottom of the bottom.
For the last, 18 years, we've been on the list.
And what does this say?
Okay. It's based on one test, one time of the year.
Lucy Lane is now celebrating 3 consecutive years of gaining on the state's standardized tests.
Look at us now, we're smart. Like, we're very smart.
Lisa, this is everything we've ever prayed for. We're off the list. To find out that it was a mistake. It's been our challenge and our honor and our privilege to love on every child as they've come into the doors of this school, regardless of how they take a test, regardless. If we continue, we will be off the list.
Earlier, I spoke with the principal and assistant principal from Lucy Lane Elementary on where they stand today. We're now joined by former Lucy Lane principal Maury Friesleben and current principal Lisa Pavelak. Thank you guys for joining us here on DVL.
Thank you for having us.
Maury, you moved from the North High School, and Lisa, you took over as principal. What has that been like for both of you?
I was at Lucy Lane for 10 years and been in Minneapolis Public Schools for 24. It was difficult to say goodbye, but it was exciting to also say hello to our Pathway High School, North High. And some of my former Lucy Lane students are here as current North High students. So I get a chance to be with some of my old kids again. They're just in bigger bodies.
This is my 13th year at Lucy Lane, and so I didn't leave, but we definitely miss Mari, and she's left some very big and unique shoes to fill.
Where does Lucy Lane stand now, and what do you think it'll take to get off the failing school list?
This year, right now, is the 2019-2020 school year. The year that Love Them First was filmed was the 2017-2018 school year, so it was 2 years ago. So at the time of the filming, we had 3 years of consecutive gains that we were working to get off the list. We're now at 5 years of consecutive gains, but the list kind of comes out every 3 years. So we're on it for now, but we are definitely doing the right things. I think it's the system that we struggle with. Our teachers work so hard. Our kids work so hard. We like to say that it doesn't define us, but I think feeling like we were off and then getting back on made us realize like how much that really does impact you. We're gonna do it. We're well on the way.
That sounds great. Maury, you were obviously more than a principal to your students. They called you mom. Did you ever struggle, as I did, with putting up some kind of emotional barriers with your kids so that you were able to be close to them but also remain professional?
I was told that I was too invested. It kind of just, it wasn't sitting right with me. And there's a woman showcased in the film, and she's kind of a locally renowned child psychologist here. She said, you know, especially Mari, when you're working with students that have been disconnected or disenfranchised from our kind of systems and institutions, think especially about students of color, think especially about students that have lived in poverty. A lack of emotional investment or a lack of emotionality actually signals to them that you don't care. Mm-hmm. Children, we're asking children to come in and let their guard down. And if we're not willing to let ours down and do the same, we're being hypocrites.
That was unbelievably said, and I'll never forget what you just said. I just want to thank you guys, Mari, Lisa, you guys are amazing. And for all our viewers, you can watch the entire award-winning Kare 11 documentary on Amazon or at lovethemfirst.com.